Alright, where do I start? So recently I got an email from someone asking me to review an application, and basically I get such emails a lot, but however I decided to actually check out this application in case if it's a good app, right? So I checked it out, I checked the app out, and I learned about what it is, and here I am making a video about it with the title A New Revolution on the Internet. Now you know how impressed I am with this application. So without any further ado, let's talk all about this application. So the way most of the internet works is quite obvious. There are server computers which have really high processing power, which are really capable, high-end computers, and then there are clients which are basically us with our home computers or laptops or with our smartphones, which do not have that much of capability as compared to server computers. And basically we as clients send requests to the servers, we send our data to the servers, and then the servers take our requests, take our data, process and analyze our data, save our data with them, and then they give us the response. That's pretty much how most of the internet works. Right, if you be like, what's wrong in it? I don't see any problem. Well, what's happening to your data then? The answer is your data is most probably being sold or being monitored by your government. But why? Because they can. They have your data, they can do anything with it. They can analyze your data and they can predict the type of person you are, your behavior and all that stuff. They can know the things you like, they can know the things you don't like, they can know the things that you're obsessed with, and pretty much they can know everything about you. And then they bombard ads into you. And that's really not the worst part. The worst part is they can even make use of this data, they can make use of the kind of information they have about you to actually impact your personality. And that's what happened with Cambridge Analytica. So I recently watched a documentary on what happened with the Donald Trump's presidential campaign, all the story about Cambridge Analytica and Facebook, and it's really terrible. Like, I don't mean the documentary is terrible, but I mean what they did is terrible. And I do recommend you to actually go ahead and watch that documentary out, or at least read about what happened with Cambridge Analytica and the presidential campaign of Donald Trump. Basically, what I wanted to tell is your privacy should be your right. You must claim to stay anonymous on the internet, because sharing your data with other websites or with other third parties is not really good. They can do a lot of impact to you with your data. Utopia, the tool I was talking about earlier, is a completely decentralized application, which means there are no servers involved. It makes use of this peer-to-peer architecture, which I think you might have already heard of. So basically, there are no servers, and we, the clients, or in other words, the peers, are actually the ones who are building this network. For instance, if you want to send some data or to communicate with some other person on this Utopia network, your data is not sent to any server because there are no servers. Instead, your data is actually being sent to the destination by being routed through other intermediate nodes in this network. And obviously this data that you're sending out from your computer is encrypted with the destination peers publicly. So obviously no intermediate node who is actually routing this data can intercept it. And also these intermediate nodes cannot even de-anonymize the sender and the receiver based on this encrypted data that they are routing. That's how Utopia is built. All your data is stored on your computer, and thus protecting your privacy and respecting your privacy, unlike the World Wide Web. Now this app Utopia has different features, like a chat application where you can actually chat with other people on this Utopia network, or even chat in a group like your WhatsApp group or your Facebook group. And there is also this email version of Utopia, which is called as Umail. So basically this is email but with security, with more privacy and no servers. So completely anonymous email you can send with this Utopia. And obviously you can send this to only other people who are actually using Utopia as well. You can even send voice messages, send files to other people on this Utopia network, and you can do all of this by actually staying anonymous, and no one will know your true identity. That is the privacy that we all need, that we all deserve. Another very interesting thing about Utopia, and my favorite thing, is that you can even run your business on Utopia, which means you can actually host your own website on the Utopia's network, and you can also stay anonymous by hosting a website. So basically you can make use of XAMPP or any application like that to host your website on your local host, and then you can create your own UNS name, which is an equivalent to DNS in the World Wide Web. So basically it's like the domain name, right? So once you create a UNS name, you can link your local host to your UNS name, and that's it. People can now access your website by typing in your UNS name in the inbuilt browser that comes with Utopia, and it's called IDLE. I don't know if that's how you spell it, correct me if I'm wrong. And you can also anonymize your transactions on Utopia because they have their own cryptocurrency called as Kryptons. So basically you can send a payment to someone else on Utopia or receive a payment from someone else using Kryptons, and by doing so, both the ends, both the sender and the receiver, will be anonymous to all the other peers or anyone basically on Utopia's network. And obviously you can even mine these Kryptons just like Bitcoins, and you can make profit for yourself, which is great. So Utopia is currently in its beta mode. It's not officially went live, but it's going to go live on in this October. So the beta version is going to end in this October and it's going to go live. But you can still use the beta version, and you can actually go ahead, use the beta version, get the feel of Utopia, get the feel of real privacy on the internet, and you can even submit your suggestions to improve this Utopia's ecosystem. And the creators of Utopia are really eager to, get your feedback and find ways to make Utopia a better place, to improve Utopia. And they're also providing you rewards for your suggestions on improving Utopia. And more about that is actually written on their website, so you can go check out their website. The link will obviously be in the description below. So finally, if you are someone who actually think you deserve the privacy you need on the internet, then you must try out Utopia. You must use Utopia because it is indeed like a revolution on the internet. I'm not even over exaggerating. I'm not even telling this because I was sponsored by them or something like that. But I'm really impressed with this new revolution, new kind of innovation on the internet, where people can actually stay anonymous, completely anonymous on the internet. That's it. That's all I wanted to talk about this Utopia network. And yeah, please do check it out. So thanks for watching this video. Hope you liked it and hope you learned something new. Feel free to make your comments in the comment section below. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up below. I will meet you in the next video. Until then, cheers.